Hey, what's up, guys? Meteorologist Doug Hetty. I hope you're having a great Saturday so far. I usually do these in my office, but I got to watch this old guy, and I don't trust him. This is Vinny Douglas. He's still a little pup, little bulldog. You may hear him running around like crazy, but our trust has not become 100% just yet. But I hope you're having a great Saturday. So here's what we want to do today, weather response video. We're going to cover, we actually have some action moving in as we go through this week. So we're going to do a weather question. We're going to take a look at what's going to happen over the next couple days. And then also what is going to happen a little bit down the road. So we're going to try to cover that all. Plus, I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Superior Roofing and Construction. They are a four-state premier roofing contractor, family owned and operated. They're located at 7th and High Street, so great location. They did my roof a few months ago. Fully trust them. I don't have any leaks or anything. So give them a call. They're great people and they're family owned. All right, guys. So let's jump to it. Let's do our weather question for today. I've been asked this past couple days. We've had a couple Arctic fronts. We had the Arctic air in place earlier this week. Are we going to have any more for February? And the overall answer is we have the opportunity to. But let me show you kind of what's the issue right now. So, okay, this is what we call our AO, or our Arctic oscillation. You see how it's positive here? So if you take this line right here, so right in the middle here, that is kind of the 0 point. So see these red lines? So it's in the positive. We need it to be in the negative to really get some Arctic air. So if we go back, here's December 15th, here's January 1st. See how it's negative? That's when we had that massive Arctic outbreak right before Christmas. And we are kind of in that part of the pattern, but we need that Arctic oscillation to drop below 0, which it could, or negative. And then that's when we will get that Arctic air back in place. So we do have opportunities too. We are definitely going to have more cold snaps, and we do have chances for snow. We're actually in a pretty active part of the pattern. And I know I always talk about the pattern a lot. Just to give you kind of a background, Gary Lezak, he's retired KSHB, Kansas City, came up with LRC in the 1980s. I found this in the late 90s. I've always called it the Hetty pattern. We've worked together on this for the past 20, 25 years. Gary now's got his company called Weather 2020, and he does similar, and we kind of team up together, long-range forecasting for clients. But this pattern is just so amazing, and it's so much fun, but it also will make you really, really think as well. So let's go ahead. Let's go outside. Let's take a look and see what's going on. You can see a lot of clouds across the entire Central Plains. So we are looking, we have a weak little wave that is pushing through. It doesn't have much in the way of moisture. You can see a little bit of rain and snow popping up in northeastern parts of Colorado. But most of us, Wichita, Oak City, Little Rock, Joplin, Springfield, St. Louis, Kansas City, we are just seeing the clouds. And that's what we are going to see throughout the daytime hours today as this wave passes through. It just doesn't have much in the way of moisture to work with. Now, the winds are really going to pick up as we go through the next day or two. And this is going to be ahead of our next storm system. You can see out across the Pacific Northwest. That system will start to affect us as we go into Monday. And we actually have kind of 3 waves which are going to affect us this week. All right, so this afternoon, most of us look pretty good. We're going to be into the 50s, pushing 60 in Wichita, Dodge City 55, Kansas City 52, 53. These clouds will exit the region by evening for most of us, so we get a little bit of sunshine. It's just going to be mild and windy above normal for the beginning of February. Let's go through the overnight hours tonight. You can see that backside of this wave pushing through. Notice the winds. They switch out of the northwest. It doesn't really have much in the way of cold air behind it, but we do cool down a bit. So Salina, 28, 27, Dodge City, 31 in Kansas City. Yeah, the boys are playing, so we're just going to have to deal with them. As we go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow, we start to get southerly winds back. We warm up. Look at these temps. 61 in Oklahoma City, 62 in Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas City, 57, pushing 60 in Joplin, Little Rock, 59. What's amazing is just a couple days ago, we had the huge ice event down through southern Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and into Texas. Now that Arctic air is retreated, and it's gone. Now our next storm system will start to roll in as we head into Monday. Initially, it doesn't have a lot of moisture. So as we go into Monday morning, temperatures fairly mild, most of us into the 40s. Let's go into Monday afternoon. Look how the clouds increase. You can see a little bit of moisture, Gulf moisture, lifting north, eastern parts of Oklahoma. So this rides into eastern Oklahoma, and then we have a cold front that slides in. You're going to see it pop up right near Kansas City. So here's Monday evening, 10 p.m., 10:30. Here comes this cold front, so a little line of showers from Kansas City back toward Wichita. And then once we press toward Tuesday morning, we get a little bit more moisture into this. It's not much, but it starts to increase. So you can see from St. Louis, Springfield, Joplin, back toward Tulsa and Oklahoma City, a little bit more moisture starts to it kind of ride into this storm system. So let's pull out some raw data. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, so let's go through time. You're going to see this little wave right here. So this is what's rolling through right now. And I'll actually, so you can see it a little bit better. And then as we go into Monday, so here's this front wave and then this southern wave. And this does fit somewhat of the pattern. I mean, it fits the pattern, but it's an AO, meaning positive Arctic oscillation, part of the pattern instead of the negative Arctic oscillation like we saw back in December. So watch this wave. This is very interesting because these are the tracks I like to see. I like to see a negatively tilted wave. When I say negatively tilted, it's tilting back toward the top left of your screen. We just don't have a lot of cold air, but this could produce a little bit of snow. And then right behind it, look at this. Here comes another wave for Friday. So let's look at the, we're going to look at precip here. Zoom this down. The dogs are playing on the couch, acting like idiots. All right, so let's go through time here. So we're going to go through the weekend. And I showed you this on the future track. You can see that little line of showers. Now we're using the GFS model. I know a lot of people look at models because you can find them on the internet. I always try to tell people none of these models are correct. They just kind of give you an idea, but none of them are correct. And this is where we use the pattern to figure out when the model's really bad and when it's acting pretty good. So let's go. We are into early Tuesday morning. You can see, look at how the rain really flares up. Eastern Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, southern Missouri, and then that wave kind of tilts out, and we may get a little bit of snow on the backside. So we're going to have to see how this tracks out, but this could produce some very heavy wet snow across eastern Kansas into northwestern Missouri, possibly Wichita, Topeka, Lawrence, Kansas City, St. Joe. So that's something we really want to watch as we go through the next couple days. Now, remember, we have that back wave that drops in. So let's go into Friday, and this could be interesting because if we can get enough moisture into it, this could produce some pretty heavy snows. Now, this part of the pattern right here on Friday, this is the actual storm system that moved in before Christmas. We aren't going to get the Arctic air like we did last time, but we are going to get a pretty good cold punch behind it. So this is something we really want to watch this week. 3 storm systems. You always know I get so excited about any type of weather that is going on, but we're going to keep you updated, of course. Sam Lane, he's going to be on KOAM News tonight, 6, 9, and 10. You can always follow us on our Skywatch weather app, the KOAM Plus app on Roku. Of course, on the Weather Savant side, if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below, and of course, I will address it. I hope you guys have a great Saturday and enjoy.